This is a true story, but I have changed the characters' names. Mary is a widow. She was married only once, and the marriage lasted for over 30 years. Mary loved very much her late husband. Mary was not looking for another romantic relationship. However, a few years later, Mary met Joe while doing volunteering work. They became friends right away. Joe was a good, friendly, kind person. He and Mary were about the same age, had similar interests, and had similar sense of humor. In the beginning of their friendship, Mary was not romantically interested in Joe, but after spending every day together, doing activities, going for dinners, doing volunteering work, Mary slowly became interested in Joe in other ways. The problem was Joe is married and is happy with his marriage. Mary knew Joe was married when they met. Joe's wife spent her time up north, where she had a job she loved. Joe was retired and spent a lot of time in Florida. Mary became Joe's best friend in Florida. Children, a boy and a girl, can be best friends without problems, but can adults spend every day together without falling in love? Mary was falling in love with Joe. Even if their relationship remained platonic, Mary began to question Joe's marriage. In response, Joe told Mary they should take a break from each other. Mary was heartbroken.
Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Today we'll talk about fatal attraction. And I think a lot of us had this experience in our lives when either we are attracted to somebody or somebody is attracted to us kind of desperately. In Florida, where I am, I've seen quite a lot stories in the news where ex-boyfriend or ex-husband goes to the ex-wife's or ex-girlfriend's house, confronts her, shoots her dead, and then shoots himself. And this is all out of desperation. So, how can we protect ourselves from being a victim or being a part of this tragic story? First of all, you have to realize that love, even if we can call that love, is a desperate, not even love, but kind of desperate situation where somebody does not see a solution, an exit to a really bad situation. They cannot cope with losing somebody. So they may not, honestly, they may not even be in love with that person at that time. For example, that ex husband who goes and shoots his ex wife, obviously she's not in love with him. She moved on, and I don't believe he's in love with her either, yet he's stuck in a situation where he cannot move on. So what's happening over here? So let's start from the beginning. We're meeting somebody for the first time. First of all, where do you meet this person? This is very important. It's like a house. We start building a relationship with a basement, and the basement has to be sturdy. So this is the first step. Where do we meet that person? So let's say we have hard time meeting people, so we go online. And this for women is not a good step. Do you remember how our mother or grandmother always saying, oh, they were always against us meeting people online? And I tell you why, because women meet people, you see, women fall in love with our ears. And so here the guy gets an upper hand. Because you see, if you met that guy that you're talking now online in real life, you may not even be attracted to him at all. You would see through his deceptions and all his flaws. But because you're meeting him online, now you are being deceived by his sweet words, his sexuality, and you start closing your eyes to a lot of clues that should have alerted you. So, girls, try not to, I mean, you have to be lucky to find a quality person, love of your life online, because it's easy to fall in love with undesirable who you would never meet. If you met that person at the bar and at the workplace, you would never look twice at that individual. But online, you fall in love with his words, his lies, and that's a problem. Okay, so you met a person. Now think about it. How important this relationship is to him, because if nothing is working in his life, if he has no ambition, no goals, no income, and the only thing that is beautiful in his life is your love, this is a desperate person. And should you decide to break up with this desperate person one day, trust me, he has nothing else going for him. You're searching yourself for this desperate person situation where now he's gonna hunt you down and do crimes. So you have to be smart. The same with guys. So let's go back to Fatal Attraction movie. So the main character starts, he's a player, he loves his wife, but yet he starts dating this other lady, right? But he's not interested in her uh, in terms of long-term relationship. It's just a game to him. But she's desperate. Did he see that she wanted to have a serious relationship? She needed to have a child. Why did not he, so to speak, investigate her, like be a little bit of a detective in his own way, and before engaging with her and investing time with her, bringing him closer to him, giving her access to his person and his information, investigated who she is, what are her goals, before he initiated sexual relationship in that case. And that was a mistake on his part, because the lady was desperate. Although she did have a beautiful job, she felt like that's the last guy she can have a family with, and she was desperate, and that situation developed into the tragedy that we saw in the movie. And like I say, this is a very common situation. This is not that movie. It's like all of us, maybe we have experienced a little bit in our lives. Maybe it didn't go all the way to that extreme, but we felt like, oh, our ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend is doing crazy stuff, and but something happened and we just escaped that total craziness where they actually go and kill us, you know. So yes, so let's think, how can we prevent this from happening in the first place? So make sure, ladies, when you meet guys, you do not meet them in places where you cannot do your little bit investigative work and see who that person really is by meeting them online or in other ways where you do not know who this person is. You've got to do your checks and see who the person is. But let's say the best place to meet obviously is through your work, through volunteering, that kind of stuff, where people actually know who the person is, and there's a way to you kind of trace back to them. So, but okay, let's say my girlfriend, she met a person, the guy that she really liked, through volunteering. And this is actually a very interesting story, because that lady was very happily married. Her husband passed away. And so she was not even looking for a relationship, but she was spending so much time with this person that she fell in love. So here's my next question. Why, like, isn't it a little bit selfish for us to invest so much in a relationship with somebody where we feel somebody might actually fall in love with us and develop the feelings, and then become desperate because they think they'll never find anybody as great as us, and they're prepared to do crazy things just to hold on to us, or kill themselves and us just because their world came to an end when we said we were not interested in the relationship. So again, where do we invest our time? With whom is the first question, and then how much time we invest. My friend was basically seeing and talking, interacting with this person every day. That's almost like a marriage. That's like a best friend situation where you're constantly in communication with somebody. It's very dangerous because people, especially ladies, we fall in love with words and attention and all those things. Guys, as you know, fall in love with visuals like pictures, sexy images. So words and that kind of stuff, communications may not make a guy fall in love, although he can also get attached to us always being there and talking to them, but they're more visual and if let's say you spend a lot of time with your guy friend and you're always dressing sexy and you see him every day, that may actually make him fall in love, you being there all the time and your sexy dresses. So visual for man. And of course, spending time, giving attention to somebody, that much attention will make someone fall in love. So why, like, don't you feel sometimes we are a little desperate and then it's like, oh my God, I just have to date somebody. And maybe this guy is not perfect, but because I'm desperate just to date somebody, I'm gonna date this person. And then even though you may not love him, but you feel like you've got to be dating somebody. And again, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea because somebody, you're not in love, you know it ahead of time. You're making somebody possibly fall in love with you for real, and then see, it's like you're playing with somebody. So make sure you really investigated the person, you like what you see, the person is ambitious, he has a lot going, or she has a lot going for her. She's not, or he's not a desperate case and a big loser. We don't want to say those kind of, oh, she's a winner, she's a loser, but it's true. A lot of people, they need to maybe not even concentrating on a relationship at this time, but just getting their life together, like maybe getting out of addictions, finding job, and just getting their mind straight before they even attempt to have a beautiful relationship because they're just not ready. And yet maybe you're desperate yourself, jumping in a situation where somebody is a wreck, and now you're dating them, and it's just bad news for everybody. And then I have another actually story to share with you. That's another friend of mine, and the story is really crazy. So she was married to a friend of mine actually, and I met her through him. Beautiful. She's a beautiful individual, and he was a good friend of mine as well. And so and they got married. Beautiful people, both of them. But at first, right away, I think I'm a good judge of people, and so right away I thought, oh my God, she's so sweet, but she's just not smart. And unfortunately, he's not very clever either because that was the woman he chose for himself. He was on the dating site, and that's the lady he settled down with. Anyway, she they were married for a couple of years, and she found a boyfriend that she fell in love with instead of him, and she dumped him. And then she moved in with this new boyfriend, and then that boyfriend had a roommate, right? And he killed his roommate. And so this girl comes home and is, well, I don't know, like it's again from the newspaper that I'm gathering this information, but I was shocked those were the people that I actually knew. And so this not very smart individual now, but she's in love with this guy who just killed his roommate. It happened here down in Naples, and she helped him bury this guy and conceal the crime, right? So again, we're talking about crazies out there. This is a crazy lady. The whole thing is so stupid. I just don't know where to begin. But I just say this friend of mine who met this woman and married her, thank God she left him. But the whole idea is like those are the people we are meeting. By the way, he met her on dating site online. So this is the kind of people you meet online. Very not smart. I tell you what. So just be careful who you fall in love with, and the most important thing, friends, is make sure the person you pick as your friend, as your partner, is someone smart. Oh my God, you can avoid so much heartache and problems just picking somebody who's smart. But a lot of us think, oh, this girl is sexy, and then a lot of, because trust me, uh, people pick wrong partners, people get themselves in trouble, and maybe you shouldn't be rushing to date anybody or invest time with somebody. Find a girlfriend if you're a girl, get your life straight. And when you see the amazing person, don't rush. People always rush into things, and when you rush into things, usually it's not a good thing, you know. But when you take your time and things work out kind of themselves, when it's yours, things kind of work out themselves. You don't have to even put much effort. They're just like working out because it's yours. But people rush and they get in all kind of mess and trouble, and they're never happy, and they're always suffering. So you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not smart like that, you're gonna be in pain, you're gonna suffer, and you will not have good relationships. So yeah, friends, watch out. Let's protect us from this kind of fatal attraction nonsense, and pick our friends and partners wisely, and not rush into or spend time a lot of our time with people um, who are not smart, who are not quite there mentally, have not fixed their lives, who are kind of desperate or have addictions. That's just a problem. And you will never be happy in that situation. So, thank you for watching my video. Hope to see you soon. And please leave comments. Tell me what else, what experience you had in your life with crazy dating and how you find your partner. And maybe you have a good advice for all of us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.